You've been here in Brechin, you've met people that have been affected by this devastating flooding. What can you do to help?
You're right, I've been into houses with residents, I've spoken to business owners here in Brechin, and I wanted to come here as we start the recovery phase. And I'm afraid it's going to be a long journey to recovery given the devastation and the scale of the impact. My job is to assure local residents, local businesses, as much as we possibly can, that we're working hand in glove with the local council and other partners to make sure that we can help with that recovery. Because I can imagine, well, I know, because I've spoken to a number of residents, that they want to get back into their homes as quickly as possible.
The council need funding to help these people. What sort of funding can you offer?
They will get funding, we'll provide that assistance where we can. We've opened up the Bellwind scheme, which is a discretionary scheme there for local councils when it comes to kind of major incidents such as this. But I've given assurance to local council we'll be working with them in lockstep, hand in glove over the next weeks and months, because it will take, as I say, quite a while, I think, for the recovery journey that we're on.
Brechin does have a flood defence scheme, £16 million, but that still wasn't enough to prevent the water flooding these homes. What more can be done long term to prevent this happening again?
We are talking about an unprecedented weather event. 2 red warnings back to back, 200 millimetres of rain falling over the space of a few days. To put that into context, that's in excess of the monthly rainfall that we'd see for the month of October in some parts of North Angus. So really unprecedented. But the flood protection defences that we've got, we'll continue to invest in those. So we'll invest £150 million over the course of the Parliament. That's on top of £42 million we'll put in annually to help local authorities with flooding defences where we can.
Flood defence here was meant to protect a 1 in 200 event. It almost tipped over last year. It has done so this year. What more can be done in Brechin specifically to prevent this happening again? Bigger wall, other reinforcements, there's talk about dredging the river. What else needs to happen?
Well, I think that's the point. We'll work with the flood defence experts. They'll tell us, of course, what is needed and required. You've mentioned a few of the options that will absolutely be explored, and we'll work with Angus Council to try to help to bolster those flood defences as best we possibly can. I think the second point to make is we are in the midst of a climate crisis that's happening now, and so we're going to see more and more adverse weather events taking place here in Scotland, and that's why we've committed to £150 million over the course of the Parliament to help with flooding related issues. That's on top of the £42 million that we'll give to local authorities every year to help with flooding infrastructure. But as I say, this is no doubt an impact of the climate crisis we're all facing.